YouTube? Welcome to another one of our final videos talking about me as a freshman again. So before I talk about my teachers and thank them for all this and that, definitely show kind of like a little recap about my freshman year. I'm gonna talk about what happened today. As the final full day of freshman year ended, y'all, I'll definitely say what happened today. Today, let's say chat was very interesting. It's just because last period English class, I definitely very funny again. Thank you, crazy two boys in my class. Most importantly, speaking about today, as he was like moaning and all that stuff. Not no, not like moaning. Like that guy was like just kind of like playing around in class. He's definitely sitting on another person's desk without permission. But most importantly, just made a bunch of fake moans. And of course, as a typical class clown, he did blame others. Like, oh no, he was the one that did. It. She was the one that did, not me. Not me. But we know it was him. Like we know he's a crazy boy. He's a crazy one that does all this stuff. But like I think what made this funny, but not intriguing, but funny. So after his two moans, I asked the question, "Who's watching anime?" And this took me like two tries because I definitely laughed at this one. I definitely asked the question, who's watching anime? And then literally someone else in the class said, "Whoa, Brian, didn't know you were like that." And then someone else also said, "Brian, what type of anime do you watch?" And then like totally crazy stuff. I know what they mean by that chat. Oh, Brian, I didn't know you were like that. Meaning, what a type of anime do I watch? Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Like I know it's all for fun. It's all for fun and jokes. I think everybody gets that. But definitely funny. I made the class laugh a little bit. Crazy stuff. But that morning was totally crazy. No one asked for, but was definitely funny to a good extent. Very funny, but most importantly, y'all, we're gonna move on to the last one. I think again the same boy. He We were playing a game of Book It. Basically, if you answer a question right, you'll get points. And I think he probably lost a few points, and then he like punched his computer screen. Like the entire class still was laughing for a little bit, like calmly laughing. Then it was like everyone was like totally surprised. I think even the teacher wrote a note down. Totally crazy stuff. He just as the crazy class clown he is, he just punched the computer with one fist and totally crazy. I think he's definitely gonna have to pay like $300 for that. But crazy stuff. Some people even took a few pictures. All of the crazy stuff they could ever expect. Considering that, I think that was definitely the highlight today for freshman year. Definitely funny stuff. All right, him breaking the computer, him also moaning in class, saying, "Nah," then me asking, "Whoa, what anime are you watching?" And they like totally crazy stuff. I know why they asked me that back in response. "Whoa, Brian, didn't know you were like that." "Whoa, Brian, what type of anime do you watch?" Crazy stuff. All right, I know the context behind it, so don't worry. But now going on to my teachers as a recap of this entire year. For this entire year chat for me, it's definitely been bland. I didn't make many new friends, but most importantly, I think I built the basic formats where I'm going to do everything else. YouTube, career, even have some high schoolers from my high school watch this video. Yeah, all the basic stuff. We built the foundation for everything that could ever happen on this channel, but most importantly in high school too, because once people find out about me, people find out about my vulnerabilities, people find out about me as a whole. So it's gonna be a crazy start next year, but it really depends. But talking about it now, I think the whole year for this recap is that I definitely want to thank all my 1 through 6 period teachers first. For period 1 teacher, my digital editing class teacher, thank you so much for teaching me the basics of learning and editing skills. I'm going to move with this forward on next time. I definitely thank her, although I'm not going to reveal her name. Definitely thank her for giving me the foundational skills that I will one day build naturally. Maybe once I become someone like Mr. Beast, maybe we might end up making like 50,000 versus golden chest and all the cool editing and all that stuff. Well, that's in the far future. Once for now, I have the foundation. I have the rocks where one day we're gonna build either a simple house or a big palace. It really depends. I can settle with each one metaphorically speaking. But we're gonna go ahead and keep on moving to period 2. My biology teacher. My biology teacher, y'all, definitely, I still thank her for a lot of things, especially learning about mitosis, cell division, cell cycle, cell arrest, substitution in cell division. But most importantly, we also learned about teen stuff. I think I've covered this in my video before, covering about on teen pregnancy, how to prevent getting STIs, how to prevent all this basic stuff. We learned this at the end of the school year. I also learned in my biology class all the basics about plants, Mendelian inheritance, even inheritance in terms of parents. I think not dangerous activity, but I think one of the weirdest activities, at least my biology teacher has given me, is that we apparently, especially when it comes to mitosis and the cell cycle, we had this little thing where we had to exchange our chromosomes with the opposite gender. Totally crazy thing, Chad. Let me explain this really quickly. So, like, I think this was months ago. We were asked to we have had our own little set of chromosomes. All right. So basically, we had to pair up with the opposite gender and then homologous chromosomes recombination, make a bunch of imagine, like, think of making out, but instead it's based off of biology for an assignment. It's You're not actually doing it, you're only doing the genetic part, but you're only sharing, like, we're going to merge these chromosomes with the opposite gender. Thankfully there are no girlfriends or boyfriends in there. That's thankfully, because I've been so cringe, but I don't know what would have happened. But just to make it clear, y'all, when we're talking about cell division, most importantly talking about babies and reproduction in terms of genetics, we are given tasked with our own genetic profile and we're supposed to merge it with another one of the opposite gender. Totally crazy, very cringy. Everyone was definitely thinking about that reproduction thing, crazy stuff. But that's not the craziest thing the teacher has done. But most importantly, it still remains as a stark lesson today. It remains that yes, I know how this type of division works in humans, very, very much. I know. But most importantly, y'all, I definitely thank my biology teacher for teaching me a lot about cell division, cell cycle, birds, inheritance, and most importantly, all about the Ed puzzles. The Ed puzzles were the best. They put up my grade, even though I definitely failed a few assignments. Definitely the best class in terms of biology for the years to come. We chat in for biology class. The teacher was chill. She was also zesty too. Imagine there were like a bunch of girls talking to each other. She would come up to the girls and say, like, while she was teaching on the board, she would say like hee hee, like Michael Jackson style. Crazy stuff. She's definitely a very zesty teacher, definitely zesty annoying archetype. But most importantly, we still learn what we have to learn. Alright, thankfully speaking. Now moving on to period four. Definitely, I think period four, my simple PE teacher, even though his skin definitely thank him for being a fit person, he still taught us all of the basics, PE, all the circuit exercises, definitely gave us like a layout of what we're gonna do in the future. All the basic runs, all the basic exercises, push-ups, base stuff, even activities before swimming, golf, good stuff, all the good stuff that you could ever want. But most importantly about PE, talking about my last period, not last period, fourth period volleyball class. I definitely thank the people on my volleyball team, especially the one on my team, which I also called Mr. Zaddy, because it's like totally Zaddy vibes coming from that. Definitely liked it. But most importantly, I definitely thank that guy for being there. Definitely made my days a little bit better. But most importantly, y'all, I definitely thank him. But most importantly, also the other cute girls on the other team. I would have not asked them out since it's already the end of the year. I don't really start relationships at the end of the year. But the girls on the other team definitely did look cute. I'll definitely give it that to them if you guys ever end up viewing this video. But that's practically it for my volleyball. Basically, period four in the last like 4 weeks of school. I definitely thank them for that. Made my days so much better. Just that feeling to get volleyball amidst a very bland day definitely made my life a little bit better. So freshman year, definitely thank them so much. All right, not just because they look cute, but because that one guy on my team that we called Mr. Zari, very zesty guy, very zesty. I hope one day their team reemerges again. Maybe once I become like a big boy YouTuber, I could get them back. Maybe we could play beach volleyball in the future. Maybe when I'm like 20 years old. I don't know. The future's uncertain, y'all, but I definitely think my fourth period again. Fourth period in terms of the last volleyball team that I played with. I don't longer play with them anymore since we're already in finals week. But thank you guys so much, fourth period, y'all. Thank you, and thank you. Now we're moving on to fifth period, my math teacher. Now, chat, my math teacher, she definitely one of the chillest persons ever. She's definitely that passive aggressive archetype, I'll give it that. But only if you anger her. If you do as you're asked in her class, if you don't cause trouble, if you do the assignments, maybe talk a little bit in class, maybe go on your phone a little bit, but you won't really be in trouble. Like, it's simple stuff. Do you do what you asked for? Then you can go on your phone. That's it. Make sure she knows that it's turned in. Done. Simple. Go ahead, move on to the next period. Simple stuff. I definitely like that teacher. She definitely embodies that simplistic principle. But it's most importantly because we learned some new topics in math, talking about all the basics of y equals mx plus b, talking about shapes, graphs, all that stuff that we need to know. Fx equals this and this. Basic stuff. I'll definitely have to bring this to IM2, Simply Integrated Math 2. Thanks, my math teacher, for imparting me that knowledge. Thank you so much. But most importantly, to our last period, period 6. Massive thanks to my last English teacher, y'all. I'm not gonna name her name again, but definitely I thank her so much for being such a chill and energetic teacher. She gave us all the basic stuff. We even learned about the Odyssey, Romeo and Juliet, and we even did projects before. Cool stuff. She's such a cool teacher. I wish I could have her next year. But even her classroom is also pointed directly at the gate, so I could exit as fast as possible and head to my car as fast as possible. But I'm definitely gonna miss that class, not because of its proximity to the exit, but because of the teachers. The boys also made that lively too. The class clowns also made my days just a little bit. I thank y'all so much, the class clowns, most importantly, y'all. Especially to the other boy in my class I was talking about. My last question is, will you be that 1%? And to the other boy in my class, I'm gonna ask day and day again. ¿Cómo es la clima todos los días? I mean, I don't think that made sense. We'll just say, ¿Cómo es la clima? I'm gonna ask that like every day if I have the chance to, but that's the last thing that I'm going to say to that guy. Especially to the thinner guy, as I said again, I'll definitely ask that to your graduation, or he's still that 1%. I'll ask that question again and again. Even after this video is alive, even after it is not, it does not matter, I will still ask you that question. Most importantly, y'all, thank you so much to my first, second, and sixth period teachers. Y'all definitely gave me a lot of time I could do other assignments. But most importantly, that time to breathe from like other assignments too. The time to breathe from heavy, even after doing like a quiz last period, going to like period 6, period 2, period 1. Is like calming effect. The teachers are chill. We got nice people. I don't really have much friends there, but good stuff. I definitely thank them for that. And this year overall, y'all, I definitely liked it. I might cover another video, but thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'll see you guys in the next video. Potato from your plant. You did not open the pot. It's under the soil, the dirt. Plant it under the dirt. What is this? You have to cook it.